Hi guys, we are live. If you're joining us today, thank you so much for joining us. This is our first webinar for 2023. As you know, Feenix is an online crowdfunding platform for South African citizens, as well as asylum and refugee seeking status students living in South Africa with a household income of below 600,000 Rand, and of course, studying at one of the 26 public universities. If you are joining us today, please let us know where you're studying at, which university, as of course, and what you are studying. So I just want to welcome you to our Feenix registration webinar. So today, as our webinar name says, we'll be talking you through your Feenix registration journey. So I'm Alzon. I'm the Feenix Student Advancement Coordinator. And with me, I have my colleagues who will be introducing themselves. Bashira, we can start with you.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am Bashira. I am the Student Advancement Coordinator as well, and I'm looking forward to today's session.
Thank you, Bashira. Angelica.
Hello, everyone. I'm Angelica, and I'm the Student Advancement Officer at Feenix. And I can't wait to take you guys through this webinar.
Thank you so much, Angelica. So very excited for today's webinar. Guys, if you're joining us, please do send us where you are studying. Let us know in your comments who you are, which university you're studying at, as well as what you're studying. We're very excited to be here with you today. It is our first webinar for 2023, and we are just super excited. As you might also be aware, our platform reopened today for you guys to register on our platform. So hopefully you have all your documents, which Bashira and Angelica will be talking you through. So if you're still unsure about how exactly to go about registering your profile, please stay tuned. We will be going through it step by step with Angelica and Bashira. So hi, Nosipo. Nosipo from DUT. It's nice to meet you. Then we also have Happy from the University of Free State. Hi, Happy. I hope you're as happy as your name says it is. Then we also have Luke, PhD students from Wits. Nice to meet you, Luke. I hope that you're doing well today. And then we also have a student from University of Zululand. So it's a bit of students from all over the country, which is really exciting. If you're here for the first time, welcome and thank you so much for joining our webinar today. As I said earlier, we'll be talking you through your Feenix registration journey, which we are very excited to do. So also, our platform reopened today, so create your profiles as soon as possible and you can start fundraising for your outstanding university fees. Today we will be talking you through the process as well as all the documents required and information required for you to successfully create your Feenix profile. So it's really nice to meet you all. Please feel free to leave your comments. We'll be able to see it. We'll also have a quick answering and questioning and answering session towards the end of the session. So please leave your comments, ask questions. We'll be here to answer. We'll also be answering questions throughout the session on Facebook. So if you have a comment, if you have any questions, please just leave your question in the comment section and we'll get to it. And then towards the end, we will be having a quick questioning and answering session with you guys, which we are very excited for. So as I said, I am joined with my colleagues Bashira and Angelica, who will actually be talking you through your Feenix registration journey today. I see we also have a student from CPUT, a student from MUT, from Northwest University, UNISA. Welcome, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope that you guys are ready to learn how to create your Feenix profile, as well as which documents are required in order for you to successfully create your Feenix fundraising profile. And then after you've successfully created your profile, you can start with fundraising for your outstanding university fees once your profile has been made live. But in order for that to happen, you need to make sure that you register your profile profile on the Feenix platform at www.feenix.org, and you submit all the correct information as well as documents, which is what we'll be speaking you through today. So we will be starting shortly. I will just hand over to my colleagues, Bashira and Angelica, who will be doing today's presentation with you guys on how to create your Feenix profile. So stay tuned, guys. They'll be talking you through your Feenix registration journey. Then also, thank you guys so much for joining us from all over the country. I see we have students from MUT as well, which is very exciting. We have students from CUT, NMU. It's really so nice to see you all. And I hope that you guys enjoyed today's session, that it's informative. Please feel free to leave any questions you have throughout the session in the comment section. We will be answering it, as well as a little on questioning and answering session towards the end of the webinar. So I will right now be handing over to Bashira, who will start the presentation off with you guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alzon, for that amazing introduction. Once again, welcome to everyone who's joining us for the webinar today. We are so excited to kick off 2023 with our very first registration webinar for the year. So Angelica and I are going to be taking you through all the do's and all the don'ts when you're creating your fundraising profile this year. We're going to kick off with a little bit of the technical things. So if you're new, please feel free to pop your questions in the comment section, and we will most definitely try and answer them to the best of our ability. And if you're a Feenix veteran, welcome back. We're so happy to have you back with us. So let's get into it. The next slide, please, Alzon. Amazing. So just a little introduction. What is Feenix? What do we do? Who are we, right? So ultimately, we are an online fundraising platform, and our major goal is to connect students and communities through fundraising efforts so that students can ultimately achieve a debt-free education. And our platform is a way for students to share their stories and motivate their communities to really stand with them throughout their fundraising journey. And it's a space where small and large businesses can also come and find students that they would like to assist towards a debt-free education. In terms of our mission, we are here to connect communities in innovative ways to achieve debt-free education. And our vision is a society in which all are able to access education regardless of wealth. So, who qualifies to potentially fundraise on the Feenix platform? So in terms of the citizenship criteria, you need to either be a South African citizen, a permanent resident, or a refugee or asylum seeker. In terms of the course criteria, you can be studying in any field of study. You can be in any year of your studies, be it undergraduate or postgraduate. Students who have already graduated but who have historical debt are also welcome to create a profile with the aim of fundraising using the Feenix platform. Academic progression and also full-time as well as part-time students are welcome to create a profile on the Feenix fundraising platform. In terms of a little bit of the financial criteria that we look at, we do look at students who have a combined household income of under 600,000 Rand for the year. If you are a student living with disabilities, that household income can be anything from 800,000 Rand a year and below. And then also students with historical, current, or a combination of both are welcome to create a profile on the Feenix platform with the aim of fundraising towards that outstanding fees. Cool. So what is it that you need in terms of logistics to set your profile up? So you need a working email address. So this is an email address that you have access to and that is active. Your personal as well as education details and information. A profile picture according to the guidelines on the website, and Angelica will be taking you through some do's and don'ts regarding the picture a little later on. A certified ID copy or a certified copy of your asylum seeker or refugee permit. It's also important to note that the certification dates should not be older than 6 months. We also require an official fee statement from the university, and this needs to have an official letterhead or an official university stamp, and the fee statement should not be older than 30 days. It also needs to clearly show the balance that you are owing the university that you have studied at or that you are currently studying at. You need an awesome story, and there are also guidelines on the website where you are registering on what your story can include. Your latest proof of registration, or if you have already graduated, your letter of completion would suffice. For students living with disabilities, there are 2 additional documents that you'll need to successfully complete your fundraising profile, and that is your official medical certificate or doctor's note, as well as a correctly completed EEA1 form. Okay, so continuing with what do you need? A very important aspect of completing your Feenix fundraising profile is something that we refer to as a sponsor ID number. So what exactly do we mean when we speak about a sponsor ID number? We are speaking about any member of your family that you are currently living with who has a valid South African ID number and who is older than 18. So why do we need this information? The ID number is needed to check that your combined annual family household income is indeed below 600,000 Rand, or as mentioned earlier, if you are a student with disabilities, that your combined annual household income is less than 800,000 Rand. So this ID number can be for a sibling, a spouse, a parent, a guardian, a grandparent, really anyone that you live with that is older than 18 and that has a valid South African ID number. The employment status of the family member is not a priority. So if there is no one in your household that is earning an income or that is employed, that is not a problem. You can still enter that sponsor ID number on your profile. We will still be able to run the household income check and get the feedback that we require. So how do we do the household income check? So we have a service provider. It's an independent third party, and the service provider assists us with actually checking that your household income is below the stipulated requirements, which of course also then lets us know whether or not you are eligible to fundraise using the Feenix platform. So just a bit of extra information. If you are an asylum seeker or refugee student and you are interested in fundraising using the Feenix platform, should your sponsor, so your parent, spouse, guardian, sibling, etc., also have a permit number, and they also have asylum seeker or refugee status, please get in touch with our support team through our support email, support@feenix.org, or through one of our student support WhatsApp numbers. Please let us know your situation and we will then contact you and speak you through the next steps of the registration process. Next slide. Cool. This is just a cool little flyer that basically goes through everything that I just spoke about now in terms of the criteria for students who are looking to create a profile on our website and who would like to fundraise using the Feenix platform. So this is just a nice flyer, one-page flyer that puts all of that into perspective. Okay. And then again, This for asylum seeker and refugee students, we also have a flyer which speaks through some documentation that you will need when you are trying to create your fundraising profile. As I've said earlier, in the case of asylum seeker and refugee students, please feel free to reach out to our support team at any point if you have any questions regarding some supporting documentation we may need in order to ensure that you do meet the criteria to fundraise using the Feenix platform. Cool. I'm now going to hand over to my colleague Angelica, who is going to take you guys through the various documents that we require, and also some do's and don'ts to make sure that your profile is fundraising ready for 2023.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much for that, Bashiro. So guys, I'll now take you through some of the documents that you'll need when creating your fundraising profile. So first off, we have your picture. It's important to keep in mind that your picture is the first thing that your potential donors see. So you need to ensure that you are putting your best foot forward and that your picture is of good quality. It's always great to keep a picture updated because, you know, as humans, we are constantly changing. So I would advise that the picture that you use is not older than 12 months. And then also just making sure that you are the focus of the picture. We understand that having group pictures can be fun and endearing, but on your fundraising profile, you need to be the one that is standing out. And then you also need to just make sure that your picture is clear and that your background in the picture is clear as well as appropriate. And then along with that, having a clear picture, we would advise that you don't use any filters such as Snapchat or Instagram filters. Again, we know that it is fun to use and it is great for social media, but maybe not for your fundraising profile. And then just appropriate clothing is also something that is important. A great idea is to wear something that's in relation to what you are studying. So, for example, if you are studying medicine, you could wear maybe your scrubs, or if you are a student who graduated from university, you could post a picture of you on your graduation day. And then appropriate facial expressions and poses are also important. We know that it's quite quirky to stick out the tongue or throw out the peace sign because it is showing a bit of your personality. But it is important to remember that your potential future donors will be looking at your fundraising profile. And lastly, with the picture, you need to ensure that there's nothing that's blocking your face in the picture, such as your hands, or mask, or sunglasses, and so on. So this is an example of a good picture. Can we go to the next slide? And this is an example of a not so good picture. So next slide. Next slide. Okay, so now we have the EEO1 form and medical note, which will go hand in hand with the EEO1 form. So if you are a student who is living with a disability, then we would require these two documents. So the EEO1 form is a formal document that you can download from the website, or you can request it through our support team if you are struggling to get it from the website. So this form is quite easy to fill out. There is two main points that we do want to bring to your attention. So where it requests the name of an employee, that is where you would add your full name. So your name and your surname. And then where it requests the employee number, that is where you would add your university number. And then you can complete the rest of the form as per usual by stating if you are a student living with a disability, the name of the disability, and then dating and signing the document. Next slide. Can we go to the next slide, please, Azan? Cool, thank you so much. And then we have the medical note. So this is an official letter from a practicing medical practitioner that states clearly and details the disability that you are living with. So there are a few things that we do look for. The medical note can't be older than 6 months, depending on the disability that you are living with. So we do understand that there are certain disabilities that are lifelong and can't be corrected through medication or procedures, which we understand that the date thereof is not relevant and it's not a big worry. So we do take that into account when we are looking at your medical notes. But it is important that the medical note has the signature and the stamp of the practicing medical practitioner in order for us to validate or verify that the document is real. And then lastly, with the medical note, we unfortunately can't accept a NSFAS disability assessment questionnaire or a note from your university's disability unit because we need it to be an official document from your medical practitioner. Next slide. Okay. Thank you so much. And now we have the ID copy. So this is a very important document. So all details need to be clear because this is used to verify your identity. So with the ID copy, you need to make sure that the document certification is not older than 6 months from the point of profile creation. And along with this, the stamp certification date on the ID copy needs to be clear as well. So all of your details on your ID copy needs to be clear, and this includes your name, your ID number, your picture, your certification date, and so on. We do understand that some copy machines copy your documents darker or lighter than others, or it comes out slightly blurry. But unfortunately, we can't accept those documents because they can't be used for verification. So also, if you do have your smart ID card, then you need to make sure that both sides, the front and the back of your ID card is on that certified copy. So yeah, the details that are on the certified ID copy also need to match what you stated on your fundraising profile. So please make sure that you just double check those details. So, for example, you can't use your family member's ID number to create a fundraising profile for yourself. And then also just please make sure that the document that you do upload is a scanned copy of your certified ID copy and not a screenshot or picture, because the pictures and the screenshots tend to blur a lot of your details when you're uploading onto the profile, which is not ideal. And then lastly, with the ID copy, please ensure that the ID on the copy is not cut off in any way. I know that it is frustrating when that little piece of your ID is cut off on the copy, but it's unfortunately not something that we can accept. So we would advise that when you are making your copy, you make sure that the ID is in the center of the copy. Cool. And now we have the official fee statement. So the official fee statement is an official document from your university stating the outstanding amount that you owe to your university. So as an official document from your university, it will either have your university's letterhead or a stamp from your university, but it doesn't need to be both. So the document that you upload also cannot be older than 30 days from the date that you are creating your fundraising profile. This is important just for us to make sure that your funding goal is as accurate and as recent as possible. So the official fee statement needs to be similar to the ID copy. It needs to be a scanned copy and not a screenshot or a picture, because like I said, with the ID copy, the pictures and the screenshots tend to blur a lot of your details out. And then we also, unfortunately, we can't accept a proof of registration or a fee quotation as an official fee statement because the goal amount won't be accurate. And lastly, with the fee statement, please make sure that you do upload your full official fee statement. I know that sometimes a mistake can be made and only one page of your fee statement is uploaded, but when that happens, your outstanding balance is cut off and we won't be able to add your funding goal. So that is just something to look out for. Okay, now we have something that is also very important, and that is your biography or your story. So after seeing your picture, your potential donors will hit your story because they want to find out more about who you are. So your story is really important in attracting donors to your reason for fundraising and also for allowing you the space and the platform to share your story proudly and to stand out. So we do have some guidelines over here on how to structure your story and what to potentially include. But if this doesn't suffice for you, you can definitely go to our Facebook and check out the personal branding webinar series that we did. This just goes into detail about how you can stand out to your potential donors through powerful storytelling and marketing. So going into the tips that we have over here, the first step is to introduce yourself. Speak to who you are and your goals in life and why you've chosen your field of study. You can then branch into your journey. So how you got to be where you are today and who inspires you. And just remember, this is also a chance for you to brag about yourself. So what are you doing in your community and how are you planning to pay it forward in the future? And then you can close off by speaking directly to your community, motivate to them why this is important to you and how their donations will impact you. You know, we all have our personal stories, and some are heartbreaking but also powerful. But please keep in mind that whatever you decide to write about in your biography, you want to make sure that you are also keeping a positive tone and a sense of hope. And then also just be mindful of your grammar and punctuation in your biography because you are appealing to your potential future donors. Next slide. Okay, so this is the last document that I'll be speaking to, which is the proof of registration. The proof of registration is a formal document from your university that states that you are a registered student. So your proof of registration would then be for the year that you are fundraising towards. If you are a graduate student, you can use your letter of completion or the proof of registration for the last year that you were a registered student. And then similar to the fee statement, the proof of registration needs to be on the official university letterhead or have the university stamp. And then just to make sure that all your details are clear, please make sure that it is a PDF or a scanned document and not a picture or a screenshot. And then lastly, you need to ensure that the proof of registration is not password protected. Unfortunately, we can't keep track of all students' passwords, so we would need the documents to be easily accessible. And yeah, I think that's about it for all the documents that you need when creating your fundraising profile.
You're on mute, Alvaro.
Yes, I think you're still on mute, Alvaro.
Yeah, I think you're still on mute, Alvaro.
It's 2023. I do apologize. Thank you so much, Angelica and Bashira, for talking us through the Feenix registration journey. I think now we'll be heading into our Q&A session. So guys, I know that there's been a lot of questions in the comment section already. So thank you guys so much for that. So what we'll do is we will tackle a question at a time. And I think we will start now. So you guys can feel free to pop in your additional questions. I know some of your questions were already answered by our support team through the Feenix comments, Feenix page comments. So if you have any additional questions that you have, about how to register, where to go, then please let us know. I think we can also maybe show you guys what our platform looks like, just so that you can have an overview of what you can expect, and of course where to go to when you are ready to create your Feenix profile. So I'll do that now, but in the meantime, please, guys, feel free to let us know in the comment section if you guys have any other questions. I'll just share what our platform looks like with you guys now, so those of you who are not familiar can have a look at what the Feenix platform actually looks like. So just give me a second. Let's add it to stream. So you go to www.feenix.org, and this is what you'll see when you log in. And then obviously you can go to the menu option. Then of course there is a for student page. Then you click on it, and this is where it starts. So then you can start here, which takes you down, and this once again just takes you through the criteria which Bashira and Angelica spoke you through, as well as the required documents needed in order for you to successfully create your Feenix profile. So once you've done all of that, you go right down to start fundraising, and you can click on that. And as you can see right here at the bottom, if you have any questions, you can reach out to our support team via email at support@feenix.org or on WhatsApp on 0639687544. As well as visiting our FAQ page. Our FAQ page is also posted weekly on our Feenix social media pages. So if you have any additional questions, please feel free to let us know. Our student ambassadors also post our FAQs on a weekly basis. And if you have a student ambassador, a Feenix student ambassador that you know on campus, please feel free to reach out to them as well if you'd like someone to sit with you physically to help you create your Feenix profile. But other than that, you can contact our Feenix support team on our email address or on our WhatsApp number, or if you feel like calling, you can even give us a call as well. So this is basically what the platform looks like. And then if you click on start your journey, then you obviously need to tick all the boxes. This is once again the 3 requirements that Bashira spoke you through. So you click on that, and once you have, so for example, you will obviously click on the student one, then you'll confirm the following, and then you go what's next, and then you also get to set whether or not you are a South African citizen, a permanent resident, or a refugee or an asylum seeker status student. So I'm going to click on South African, then I go next, and there I would enter my email address and my password and just confirm. And then, of course, I'm not a robot. And then, if you wish, you can read our terms and conditions here. But for any other additional questions, you guys can head over to our FAQ page, which is here at the bottom under quick links. And if you have any questions, you can just go through it if you do not feel like contacting our support number. But on the other side, under contact, you can see that our contact details are here, as well as our supporting numbers. You can even send us a message on the Feenix platform, or you can click to join our Feenix social media pages here. So I'm just going to stop sharing now, and then we can head into our FAQ session with you guys. I see that we have a few questions already. So I am going to just answer with Bashira and Angelica the questions. So immediately, as asking, I am dying to know who. I was rejected because I said our household income is above 600K. So Bashira, can you please answer that?
Sure. Thanks so much for your question, Imitli. So, as I mentioned earlier, when you provide us with your sponsor ID number, be it a sibling or a parent or a guardian, we do run that information as well as your ID number through our third-party service provider. That third-party service provider then picks up all the information that is linked to your ID number, as well as the ID number you've provided us with for your sponsor ID. I can understand that it's a little frustrating for you not to know how we got to that total. So what I can encourage you to do is, if you do feel that there is an error with the amount that the service provider has given us, please feel free to contact us through support@feenix.org, or through our WhatsApp line. You can let us know that you would like to dispute the outcome of the household income, and then one of our student advancement team members will take you through that process. We'll let you know which supporting documents we require, and we will go through the dispute process and see if you can actually use the platform to fundraise.
Thank you, Bashira. Okay, so next question, which is a very popular question. I see it was asked quite a few times in the comment section. You guys should not be afraid to create a video for your Feenix profile. It really does well. But I'll hand over to Angelica to answer this question.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Sikio, for that question. So the YouTube video is not compulsory, but I would advise that you guys do take advantage of using a YouTube video, because this will really make you stand out to your potential donors. It's a chance for you to show some of your personality that you can't show in your picture or biography. So it's not a requirement, but I would advise that you guys do create a YouTube video.
Thank you, Angelica. Okay, so next question from Sunshine. Hello, do we need to upload an ID picture or any picture? Bashira.
Okay, so in terms of the ID, as we mentioned during the presentation, it needs to be a certified ID copy. We would also recommend that it is in PDF format, because as Angelica mentioned, when you are taking pictures of a PDF document or a printout, it can blur a lot of the information. And unfortunately, we cannot accept an ID copy with information that is not clear and legible, because we do need to validate that document. And as you know, an ID copy is extremely important. It's literally your identity. So in terms of the ID, I would recommend that you refrain from uploading an image of the document, and you do actually upload a PDF document or a scanned document. In terms of a picture, yes, we do require a profile picture, if you want to call it that. And as we mentioned, it needs to be a picture of yourself. We do ask that you refrain from things like group pictures, pictures that have hand signs or emojis attached to it, or filters. We really want it to be authentic. And I like to use the example of LinkedIn, right? So when you're creating your Feenix profile, the picture that you would use on LinkedIn, use that same quality picture on your Feenix profile, because ultimately it's the first thing that donors are going to see when they come and visit the website. So you really want to give them straight out of the bag a really awesome representation of who you are. So I would definitely recommend putting a lot of pride, thought, and effort into the picture that you upload.
Thank you, Bashira. So up next we have Luke. So Luke is a PhD student in his final year. He did not manage to register because he owes outstanding university fees. So he would like to know how to go about that. So Angelica, can you answer that question?
No problem. Okay, so this is very unfortunate that you weren't able to register. So I'm really sorry about that. But the official fee statement is a document that we require, and unfortunately we can't move forward without your official fee statement from your university, because it is confirmation from your university of the outstanding fees that you owe. What you can do, if you don't have access to your student portal anymore, you can download your fee statement. You can reach out to your financial office at your university, and you can request your fee statement from them. So it's better to go the direct route. You'll get a quicker response, especially if you don't have access to your student portal anymore. But we really do need your official fee statement from the university. And like I said, unfortunately we can't use a quotation or a screenshot that states the outstanding fees that you owe. It needs to be the official fee statement.
Thank you, Angelica. And with that said, guys, whether you have current or historical debt, you can fundraise for that on Phoenix. So, like Luke, if you maybe weren't able to register this year, or you've registered and you've graduated already, but you still owe outstanding university fees, you can use Phoenix to fundraise for your outstanding university fees. But all the required documents will still be needed, as Bashira and Angelica spoke you through. And of course, the proof of registration is the latest proof of registration you have. So the one you received in your last year of registration. So you can use that in order to create your Phoenix profile. And then let's see, what other questions do we have? Okay, this is a good one because I think a lot of students might be going through this. It's Mimi. So she already created a Phoenix account and it has been sent for verification a little bit over a month now. However, she was not able to upload her proof of registration as she was not registered yet. And she hasn't heard a response yet. But she has uploaded all the necessary documents. So Bashira, I think this is a good question for you to handle. So I'll be handing over to you.
Sure. So again, in terms of the proof of registration, I think it's quite a big misconception with students. So as Alzon mentioned before, it is the last proof of registration that you receive from your university. So even if you are creating a 2023 fundraising profile, but the last proof of registration that you received was in 2021, that is completely fine. It is just a means for us to actually confirm and verify that at some point you were indeed registered at the university that you are wanting to fundraise towards. Right? So, with that out of the way, in terms of the profile, so profiles that were created prior to today, which is the 14th of February, they are not valid 2023 fundraising profiles as the Feenix platform was not officially open for the 2023 academic year. So what does this mean? This means that if you've created your profile at any point prior to today's date and you are looking to fundraise in 2023, you can log into your existing profile. You should receive kind of like a little pop-up message asking if you'd like to renew your profile. You then click on yes, and then you will need to update your information. So you need to update your fee statement because, as you know, it cannot be older than 30 days. You'll need to update your ID copy because the certification date cannot be older than 6 months. And we do also encourage that you do update your picture and your story. As Angelica mentioned before, all of us are evolving on a daily basis. The world is a crazy place, and multiple events can affect who we are and how we're moving through life at any point in time. So if you haven't, really changed your story, let's say even in the past year, use your profile renewal as an opportunity to show growth, to show change, to show adaptability even, right? So don't think of renewing your profile as an admin task. Think of it as a way for you to depict a new version of yourself, if there is one. And even if you feel like not much has changed, I'm sure there is something that you feel that is worth emphasizing in your story, in your picture, or even like Angelica said, you might just want to add a YouTube video letting the public know this is who I am, this is what I look like, this is what I sound like, and this is why I'm worth donating to. And all of those things can have an extremely positive effect on your fundraising campaign. So use every advantage that you can when it comes to your profile.
Thank you so much for that, Bashira. I see we have another question. I think we're heading towards the end of our questions. So I think we can do one or two more questions and then we'll end of the session. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to contact us via our email or via WhatsApp or telephone number. Please feel free to reach out to us. Our email address is support@feenix.org, and our WhatsApp number or our phone number at 063 968 7544. So, okay, let's do one or two more questions. Let's see. Dio, can one upload a letter of completion by the transcript section? Angelica, can you answer that one for us?
Sure. So the transcript, the academic transcript, is also not a compulsory document, although we might need it and we would request it from you. But if you don't have your academic transcript, then yes, you can upload your letter of completion, but I would advise uploading your letter of completion underneath your proof of registration section because it relates more to the fact that you were a registered student. Whereas your academic transcript shows the modules that you were registered for, as well as the years, all of the years that you were registered for, and your marks that you got. But I would advise that if you have a letter of completion, please upload it under proof of registration. So don't stress too much about the academic transcript. If you do have it, please do upload it.
Thank you, Angelica. So we have a question from Cholo. How long does it take you guys? How long does it take you guys to verify one's profile? Which is a good question, especially given today is the day that our platform reopened for 2023. So if you've created a profile, I think since December, up until January, please note that you would need to renew your profile. But just in terms of how long it'll take you to verify your profile from today onwards, because you need to renew your profile for the 2023 academic year. So that means whether you are a 2023 registered student or you've graduated and you still owe the university outstanding university fees, or maybe if you haven't been able to complete your degree because you maybe have outstanding university fees, you can create your profile from today onwards and your profile will remain live up until next year, I think February 2024. So if you start today, you have an entire year to fundraise using your 2023 fundraising Feenix profile. But in terms of how long it'll take to verify your new profile, your 2023 profile, I will leave that to Bashira to answer.
Okay, thanks, Alzon. So the standard time that it does take us to verify your profile can be anything between 2 and 4 weeks. And this is because we verify everything, right? So your documents, your story, your picture, and as I mentioned before, your household income. And of course, because it's done through a third-party service provider, we do give a little leeway for that feedback. However, do note that during peak times of the year, similar to now, where the volume of registrations are extremely high, and you guys have multiple questions through all of our different support channels, it can take slightly longer for us to verify the profile, but we do ask that you guys stay patient with us, and also, very importantly, keep an eye on your emails, right? Especially the email address that you use to create your Feenix profile, because we are going to be sending you information through that email. So whether it's pertaining to documents that we need you to correct, whether it's letting you know that your profile has finally gone live, whether it's information regarding feedback from the household income check, it will all be communicated to you via that email address. So keep a close eye on that emails. Even the spam and promotion boxes, we know sometimes the settings on our Gmails can be all over the place. So do make sure that you are keeping a close eye on your emails between that 2 to 4 weeks. And trust me when I say we are doing the best that we can to get through the verification and validation as quickly and swiftly as possible. So just be patient with us. And if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to contact us via email, WhatsApp, phone call. If you just need us to set your mind at ease a little, contact us. We're here for you. It's literally what our team is there for. So make use of us as much as you want to and as much as you can.
Thank you so much for that, Bashira. So I see that we are heading into questions about how to fundraise, which is always exciting. So our fundraising webinars will start a bit later. We're first going to get you guys to register on the Feenix platform before we head into fundraising. So if you just joined the session and you have some additional questions, please feel free to watch the webinar, read through our FAQs, go onto the Feenix platform or the website at www.feenix.org, read through it, or reach out to us via email or via WhatsApp, or you can even inbox us on Facebook, and we will get back to whatever your query is as soon as we can. And like I said, our fundraising webinars will be starting a bit later this year. But in the meantime, we do have fundraising resources available on our Feenix YouTube page, as well as right here on our Feenix Facebook page. So our previous fundraising webinars are available here on our social media pages. If you are also a live Feenix student or you've been live before, you will have access to our first 100 guide. So that's a fundraising guide on how to raise your first 100 Rand. So please stay tuned and watch the previous webinars that we've made with some students, with experts in the fundraising field on how to go about fundraising for your outstanding university debt. Because ultimately, if you create a profile on Feenix, you need to fundraise for your outstanding university fees. So whether that is for your current outstanding university fees or your historical outstanding university fees, remember that it's on you to fundraise and get your community behind you so that they can support you. So you need to inspire, activate, and rally them. And if you don't know what that means you need to go through our first 100 guide. You need to go and watch our Feenix fundraising webinars so that you can equip yourself and you use the entire year to fundraise for whatever outstanding fees it is that's on your fee statement, because that ultimately becomes your fundraising goal on the Feenix platform. So your fundraising goal is set with your fee statement. That's why all the documents that we spoke about today is so important. From your ID to your profile picture to your proof of registration. I hope I'm not missing anything. Bash, Angelica, did I miss anything?
Right on the money.
That's all the documents, and then the additional information that's needed in order for us to verify your information. Please fill it in. Go on to our website right now at www.feenix.org and create your profile and get the correct documents uploaded so your profile can be validated as soon as possible. So I know there was also a few questions about why the verification or the validation process takes so long. It's because sometimes there is quite a bit of back and forth between the documents not being the correct documents that's being uploaded. So please ensure that once you create your Feenix profile, you have all the right documents on standby. It's ready to be uploaded. It's scanned. It's clear. Nothing is cut off, and all the information can clearly be seen. And then, of course, if you do want to make a YouTube video, which we highly do encourage, please do so. But please note the video is not compulsory, as well as the academic transcript. Those are the two things, and including the matric certificate. That those three documents and the video is not compulsory to upload, but we do nudge you guys or encourage you guys to please upload that. Like I said, if you have any other additional questions, please feel free to reach out to us via email or via WhatsApp. But for today, that is it. Thank you so much to my colleagues Angelica and Bashira for this amazing Feenix webinar that we just had. I hope we answered all of your questions. But if you have any additional questions, please feel free to reach out to our team. Thank you so much, guys, and happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.